Hey, this is Flying Blind. I'm taking my own video, which can be really weird. I can't see a thing, and this is about what I usually see. So here's my hand. I think you can probably see it. So this is just my wall, and this is about what I see. I see some light sometimes. From what I remember, when I could see a lot more when I was younger, I think I could describe it as seeing light through a really foggy, wet windshield of a car. So like that really blurry, fogged up look. So that's pretty much what I see. At times. Sometimes I can't see any light. It's hard to tell if it's even daylight or sunny, that kind of thing. So I consider that totally blind because it's nothing useful, and if anything, it just sort of messes with my head. So I just wanted to ask a question because today, I'll tell you what happened. Okay, so there's a lady that sometimes visits my apartment building, and she visits an apartment just across the hall from my apartment, and that woman has some type of past relationship with whoever lives in that apartment, and she's often very intoxicated, and all I can really say is it's quite codependent, I guess you could call it. And it comes and goes of escalation and that type of thing, and the police have been around several times and that kind of thing, sort of keeping track of her. Anyway, so today, this evening, at about 9:30, my daughter is 9 and we're just in the living room sort of doing our evening thing, and suddenly we heard this loud yelling and banging out in the hall. Okay, so I went over to the door and listened, and she was throwing herself at this guy's door, like just slamming it, like her, body slam, right? And I guess, I don't know, she ricocheted or something, and she smashed back and hit our door, and yelling and cursing and all this stuff. And so I don't like to get into this kind of stuff much. I don't like to get involved, as in I'm concerned about my safety. I don't know if they've got a weapon. They could hit me, whatever. I mean, being blind, I don't really know what they're going to do, right? But when it comes to my child, I kind of go crazy mama bear sometimes. Like, I just set my own issues aside and just kind of go for it. Try to stay as calm as possible, but I get really stern. So I opened my door and I gave this lady the evil stare, as evil and as starish as I could. And I've been a mom for a long time, and I can still do the evil stare even if I can't see the kid. And so I said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I need my keys back. Can you help me get my keys back?" And I was like, "No, I can't." She's like, "Well, what do I do?" And I said, "I don't know, but don't do it around here." So she ran back off down the stairs and took off outside. Okay, great. Meanwhile, my daughter is scared. She's crying. She's shaking. This is not okay. This makes me so mad. Like, it's not like we can just walk home, get away from it. This is where we live. This is different. And she was gone, and I eventually called the police and filed a report because there's not a whole lot else I can do. She was gone. But it's affecting our quality of life big time. Sorry, you're hearing in the background my dog. Now she's drinking water again. Anyway, as loudly as she can. So, ooh, my hand. I know this is terribly exciting, right? Okay, so my question to you is, if you're blind, or I guess mostly if you're blind, what would you do? Would you get involved? Do you have children? Would you get involved because of you? Would you get involved to help other people? How would you handle it? And are you concerned about your safety more so as a blind person or not? So that's my question to you, and you can comment or anything else. And go ahead and ask any questions you want. Thanks. Bye.